Welcome to my talk show.
The first night, I got it in my head that if she wasn't in by 10 o'clock, she won't come in. And why, I have no idea.
It was the fateful evening of November 26, 2000. Leanne, just 16 years old, was last seen alive at 4:50 p.m. when she and her friend, Sarah Whitehouse, went for routine shopping trip to a local supermarket and never returned back home. The case garnered significant media attention, bringing forth a wave of public support and a surge in tips and leads. Yet the truth remained elusive, and the mystery surrounding Leanne's disappearance continued to baffle those involved in the investigation. Hello and welcome to Mystery Logi, where we look at the heartbreaking murder of Leanne Tiernan. Who was behind this heinous crime, and what led to the tragic end of a young girl's life? Leanne Tiernan, born on September 29, 1984, growing up in Bramley, Leeds, was a vibrant teenager with an infectious spirit. Studying in West Leeds High School, full of life and aspirations, she possessed a kind heart and a radiant smile that touched the lives of those around her. Her friends and family cherished her, and her presence brought joy to their lives. However, her dreams would be shattered by a malevolent force that lurked in the shadows. The clock struck 4:50 p.m. as she and her friend, Sarah Whitehouse, returned to Bramley after a shopping trip to Leeds city centre, blissfully unaware of the sinister events about to unfold. As twilight descended, Leanne and Sarah parted ways at Howley Lane, with Sarah catching her last glimpse of Leanne disappearing down an unlit path shrouded in mystery, known as Holy Gill. Little did they know it would be the last time they would see each other. A chilling sense of unease crept over Sarah as she arrived home and dialed Leanne's number, only to discover she was nowhere to be found. At 5:20 p.m., concerned, Leanne's mother attempted to reach her mobile phone, but it rang out unanswered. At 7 p.m., when she rang it again, it was cut off after 4 rings. Her mother made the heart-wrenching decision to report her daughter missing to the police. The West Yorkshire Police sprang into action, launching an intensive missing person inquiry. With a sense of urgency, they scoured the area where Leanne was last seen, desperately searching for any trace of the missing teenager. The scale of the investigation was staggering, involving a staggering 200 officers and an army of dedicated volunteers, coming together in a united front to bring Leanne home. The streets of Bramley transformed into a hive of activity as more than 1,400 house-to-house inquiries were conducted, meticulously combing through every residence along Leanne's likely path. The Red Route, as designated by the police, became a focal point of intensive searches, encompassing not only houses, but also sheds, garages, outbuildings, and even commercial premises within a half-mile radius of Holy Gill. No stone was left unturned, as DNA samples were taken from 140 men, including family, friends, and known sex offenders living in the area. Interviewed in connection with the inquiry, and search warrants were executed at multiple addresses in Leeds. The West Yorkshire Police Underwater Search Unit plunged into action, meticulously scouring a 3-mile stretch of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, even draining 2 miles of it to a depth of 1 meter. Their tenacity extended to examining 32 drain shafts in the area, enlisting the expertise of Yorkshire Water to uncover any disused or abandoned drains and wells that might hold the key to Leanne's fate. 2,000 police staged a reconstruction of the girl's last movements, reenacted by Sarah Whitehouse and Tiernan's older sister, Michelle, in the hope of jogging the memory of potential witnesses about Leanne's movements. Detectives also sent text messages to Tiernan's mobile phone, which was now switched off, but had briefly been activated on the 27th of November 2000. A local businessman offered a £10,000 reward for information leading to her safe return, and supermarket chain Iceland printed her picture and details on milk cartons sold at its stores nationwide. there had been no positive sightings. Leanne's boyfriend, care assistant Wayne Keeley, who was 19, pleaded with her to get in touch. Police released an Fit facial composite of a man who had been seen walking a dog in the Holy Gill area shortly before Tiernan disappeared, named John Taylor. He was described as being about 5 feet 8 inches tall and of stocky build with a round, reddish face that may possibly be scarred, wearing a black woolen hat, a 3/4 length waterproof jacket, and dirty jeans. A person named Mark Bisson discovered Tiernan's body in Lindley Woods. Tiernan's body had been wrapped inside 9 green plastic bin bags secured with twine, with a black bin bag secured around her head with a leather dog collar, then placed inside a floral-patterned duvet cover. Her hair was still tied in a ponytail with the same band and hair clips that she had been wearing when she disappeared. The state of decomposition of Tiernan's body led some forensic experts to believe that after her death, she had been kept in cold storage or a freezer up until a few weeks before the body was found, in part to avoid detection and in part as a trophy. Forensic investigators discovered a chilling connection that sent shockwaves through the criminal justice system. Dog hairs were found on Tiernan's lifeless body, prompting an unprecedented use of canine DNA profiling in a British criminal case. The hairs were sent to a cutting-edge university in Texas known for its advancements in DNA technology, specifically for pedigreed pets. The university managed to produce a partial DNA profile of a dog. Taylor's name was given to the police separately by 2 former girlfriends of Taylor who had met him through Lonely Hearts columns, both saying that he had driven past the woods in their company and boasted of poaching there regularly. As police began to conduct thorough inquiries into Taylor's background, they discovered that he was a frequent user of Lonely Hearts advertisements. Through his telephone records, they identified the women he had contacted in this way and began to interview them. One woman who had dated Taylor disclosed that Taylor told her he liked tying women up and locking them in a cupboard. Another said that Taylor had told her that he had a fetish for bondage, whips, and ties, also said that Taylor kept a bundle of the cable ties in a drawer next to his bed. One of his girlfriends described his practice of securing a plastic cable tie around each of her wrists, then tying her hands behind her back by using a third cable tie to link them. This was exactly how Tiernan had been found. Now Taylor became the prime suspect. Taylor was arrested on suspicion of murder. The police immediately sealed off his house and gardens and a patch of wasteland to the rear of the property. The gardens were then excavated and the property, including 3 large chest freezers, subjected to a rigorous examination over a period of 10 days. When interviewed by police, Taylor eventually admitted kidnapping Tiernan. His explanation was that he had not visited Holy Gill for many years, but by chance had been there on the afternoon that the Tiernan went missing. He said that she had walked past him, and on impulse he had seized her from behind, tied her hands behind her back with a dog leash, covered her head with his jacket, and forced her to walk to his home in nearby Cockshot Drive. He then forced her into his bedroom and onto the bed, where during a struggle she had fallen off the bed, striking her head on the floor. He said that he had then picked her up by the scarf around her neck, at which point she had died, and claimed that her death was an accident. He said he had panicked and hidden her body in Lindley Woods. The police and prosecution maintained that he tied her hands behind her back in the bedroom in preparation for rape, and then used a cable tie as a ligature to murder her when her blindfold slipped and she saw his face. On the 15th of February 2002, Taylor appeared before the court, and his fate was sealed when he received the mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. However, the intriguing twists in his case didn't end there. The Lord Wolfe, serving as the influential Lord Chief Justice of England and Wales, intervened, setting Taylor's minimum term at 20 years, saying this was more in line with current practice. Taylor can most likely expect to spend the rest of his life in prison. Taylor was sent to the maximum security Wakefield prison, home to other infamous criminals Harold Shipman, Ian Huntley, and Roy Whiting. Following sentencing, Tiernan's mother, Sharon Hawkhead, said, "Although John Taylor has been locked up, our agony continues. We feel nothing for him. We are pleased that he has been locked up, so he can't do this to anyone else. But life should mean life." A significant legal development also occurred during this time. Prior to November 2002, the Home Secretary held the power to determine if and when a life sentence prisoner could be considered for parole. However, a bold challenge from another convicted murderer reshaped the landscape, granting the judiciary full responsibility for such decisions. The impact on Taylor's future behind bars remained uncertain, adding an extra layer of suspense to the already captivating case.